Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay, welcome to this talk. I will talk about Ink smart contracts, but I will do with a touch of magic. First of all, I will introduce myself. I am Gabriel. Uh, Everybody calls me Gabo or Gabo de Madeira. I'm a Web3 engineer. I've been working in software development for 15 years. I'm in Web3. Uh, I've been in Web3 for the last 5 years. I work in Protofire. Protofire is it's a group of people that we provide different solutions for different protocols, all in Web3. Also in different networks, we started working in Ethereum with the aim of onboard the next generation of users. So that's why we are building tools trying to simplify the way that the next generation of users, the next generation of developers will be interacting with Web3. So I'm here to talk about the Wizard. The Wizard is a tool that we built with our team. But before we get started, I want to tell you the story about the Wizard. Back in 2022, we were working in Ethereum. We've been working for 5 years in the same team, and we are developers level God. We know everything about smart contracts, about standards, about decentralized application. We run nodes, we run indexers. We know a lot about different protocol, Oracle, SAMEMs. We know almost everything there. So we were developers level gold. Till one day, at the middle of 2022, when we were invited to the Decoded event that was held in Buenos Aires. We were there. It was an amazing event, just all the like all the events that Polkadot hold. And we went there, and we didn't understand a single word. we noticed that we have a lot to learn, but also we noticed that there were problems that we are having on Ethereum that were already solved by design in Polkadot. So at that moment, we decided that we wanted to start building here, but we didn't know how to start. So after that, we enrolled to the Polkadot Latin America Hackathon, where we participated, but we didn't know where to start. Creating our own parachain was quite challenging for people that are just starting in Polkadot. So, and we knew a lot about smart contracts. So we decided to try to do something there, but we found that smart contracts in Polkadot ecosystem are created using Rust and using Ink specifically. Ink was very challenging. Rust was learning a whole new language with a whole new rules. But we were familiar with assembly script. And, well, we tried to build something using assembly script in order to help the newcomers to get familiar, because it's quite similar to TypeScript. But when we researched for doing that for the hackathon, we realized that there was already developed, and that solution is called Ask. So what we should do? We aim to onboard the next generation of users. So what we did was we inspired in something that was built by open sampling people. They build a tool that allow developers to, just with a few clicks, select with a few clicks, and build their own smart contract with all the standards that are in Ethereum. So we want to bring that tool to the Polkadot ecosystem, to Ink. So we presented the project, the idea, and you can see there we almost copy the interface that they had, and well, we won the first prize there. But doing that research, we know that at that moment we had a lot to learn in Polkadot. So we enrolled the academy. We enrolled the second cohort of the academy. It was a very tough one. There was no founders track, so we need to learn Rust, and we need to learn from core developers how the core is built in Polkadot. It was really tough, as I was saying. Were 4 weeks of really hard work there, and we had to learn a lot. But we were having the best teachers. I mean, there was Gab, there was Sean Tabrizi, there was Robert Habermeyer. I mean, all those legends were teaching us. So it was really tough. It was really incredible. And after that, we wanted to keep building the tool that we started at the hackathon. So we asked for the support for the Web3 Foundation. So we are very, very thankful to the Web3 Foundation, because the Web3 Foundation supported us with 2 different grants for letting us to build the tool we've been dreaming on. So the tool is this one. This is the landing page of the contract wizard. And that's the final product, quite different of what we thought at the very beginning. So let me show you how this tool works. First, you have to connect your wallet. Here, the tool allows you to connect almost every wallet: sub-wallet, Polkadot.js, Talisman, Crypt. And it said if you have the wallet installed, if you have the wallet not installed, because we are very focused on the user experience. We want you to build something and to be to feel really familiar with the tool, and to be very intuitive. So all the information that you have, it's all there. After selecting that, you're able to select the network you are going to connect with. So we support Astar, Shibuya, Shiden, or Rococo contracts. But let's say you're building your own network, and you will run your solo network. Well, just providing your RPC, you're able to connect the tool to your own network running on your own servers. Yeah. Well, once you're connected, in the top right, you will see which network are connected and which is the wallet you're connecting. So let's dive into the options. Here you have 3 different options. You can create a token, you can create a non-fungible token, or you can create a multi-token. We implemented this PSP standard based on the development that the implementation that OpenBrush did. So there you can select which one you want to start building, and after that you will see a stepper where indicates which extension you want to have in your contract. Here is an example of the PSP22. That's the standard token. And you can choose if you want to have metadata, if you want to have it mintable, burnable, a wrapper, or whatever you want, it's always there. And also, if you want to have access control, if you have to have an owner of that token. The second step, you will see the code. Yeah, that's the code that's generated dynamically by the tool. Here we have the first challenge, because if you're trying to compile a Solidity code, it can be done directly in the browser. But for being able to build that, this is Rust code with a lot of libraries, with tons of libraries. So for being able to build that, we have to build our own backend with a queue for all the incoming requests, and we have precompiled all the libraries in order to make it faster. So Here you can choose to compile with our backend, but if you don't trust us, you can select that code and you can copy that and put it in your own computer and be able to compile from your computer. After that, once the code is compiled, you will be able to deploy that. For deploying, you can pass the constructor parameters, let's say the initial supply, the name of the token, the symbol of the token, and the decimals. So once you select that information, below is a deploy button that's not seen there, but there's a deploy button, and you will find your code deployed. And you can see which network it's using, which is the address of your contract, and what's the transaction hash if you want to take a look in the Explorer about that transaction. Well, after that, after making all of that, you will see below, you will have your contract deployed. Once you click there, you will see this screen. And here is where the most interesting part comes to stage. There you can see, you can edit the name just for if you have multiple contracts in that table below. Well, you can identify which contract are you talking about. There's the address of the contract, which version of Ink language you're using, and below, you have two tabs. The two tabs divide the functions of your smart contracts in read and write, so you can interact with your contract directly from the tool. But if you don't trust us, if you don't want to do it, you can download the metadata. In the top right, you can see the download button. So you can download the whole metadata, and you can upload that metadata to Contracts UI, and you can see that you will have the same functions there. And also, there's a tiny button at the top that's Share, and let's see what does do. Well, that thing will provide you a link. With that link, you can share your contract with the community. So let's say I created a token, and I want to share with you the half of the supply. So I send a transaction directly from the tool, and sharing that link, I will allow you to spend those tokens directly from the same tool. And if you spend that, you can share the same link with other people, so you can spread this tool in the whole community without having to share the metadata, the address, the network where it's deployed. Everything is right in the same tool. So this is the tool that we built, and there's one thing left. That's this one. It's the custom contract. Let's say you have built your own contract, and you want to interact with your contract, and you want to share the interactions with your contract. Well, here you will have the option of adding your contract, put your address, select the contract name, upload your metadata, and after that, you will be able to interact with your contracts and be able to share that interaction with other members of your community. I encourage you to try it out. Try it out, contractwizard.xyz. There you can take a look at all that functionality, and also you will see a very detailed documentation where all this process is explained. Well, now let's talk about Ink smart contracts. In Ink, there are some pros and cons of using Ink. The pros is you have a permissionless deployment, and you have to have tokens in the network you want to deploy. There are safety measures inside the contract palette, so it won't allow you to hold the network, and it won't allow you to break other contracts. There is less development friction because it's pretty easy to start building in Ink. And it's also a good starting point, mostly for people that are coming from different networks. I mean, when we came here and we arrived from Ethereum, well, we all that we knew is interacting with smart contracts. So it's a good starting point for developers that are coming from EVM. The cons, you have some performance limitations. I mean, if you're building a palette, it would be more suitable, and it will run better and smoothly. Here you have some performance limitations due to your running in the top of the contracts palette. There are also operational constraints. I mean, I'm not saying that with a smart contract you can communicate with XCM, but it's quite a pain. So I would recommend, if you have to use XCM, to do it in a palette level and not in a contract level. You have a dependence on the parachain infrastructure. I mean, when you select the network you want to interact with, well, you will have to select one that supports the contract palette. And one big con is the lack of modularity. I mean, when you build smart contracts, sometimes you want to have the different logic spread on different files, on the storage on one file, the read functions on a file, and the write functions on another file, and the tests, very important, on a different file. Well, here you have to have all in the same file, and that's quite a con. Well, so the question is to ink or not to ink. If you want to have rapid prototyping of something, of an idea you have, use ink. If you have limited resources, use ink. If your application is not that complex, it's good to use ink. And the better thing is if you want community and integration with all the network. Let's say you want to interact with all the things that are already deployed in Astar. Well, you have a community and ecosystem integration already there. Again, I encourage you to visit contractwizard.xyz. And I also want to mention another tool we've been working with the same team, that's xsigners.io. It's a multisig. That multisig is built entirely in smart contracts, and it's entirely transparent, and everything that happens, it's happened on-chain on a smart contract. So I encourage you to visit that. So what's next? Well, for Contracts Wizard, we are working on presenting a token wizard, an asset wizard that will be working directly in the Asset Hub. So you will be able to produce your NFTs or your tokens or the asset you want directly with that same tool. For X-signers, right now we are working on an incentivized test network that will be launched on next month. So stay tuned. And here is my contact. If you want to have a meeting with me, just contact me there, and I will answer any question you may have. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you so much, Gabriel.